Monday morning. It is March 3rd, and we are back, baby.
We are.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Arc Rochester was not the same without you.
No.
No, I don't know if your mic is on. Can you? Yeah.
I thought I turned it on.
It is on.
No, it says on.
Oh, no.
It's
okay.
on, but it said
We're
off.
not starting strong, but that's
no,
okay.
No.
We've missed you a lot, and we missed you over the weekend, too. I'm Abby Fridman. That's Dan Schreck, and we have 2 full hours of content this morning.
Packed.
Let's run down what we have brewing for you on this Monday.
Stephanie Joseph is going to be breaking down some of the developing political news for us this morning. She joins us now live from the newsroom with a preview of what she is covering. Steph, what's up?
Yeah, guys, so in a new segment called the Daily Debrief, I'll be recapping major actions from the Oval Office in the past week. So today, we start with last Friday's tense meeting in the Oval Office. The 2 world leaders at odds over how to bring peace and end the war in Ukraine. You'll hear how lawmakers are responding on both sides of the aisle. And the latest executive order from Donald Trump making English the country's official language, what it means going forward. Plus, the directive from Elon Musk asking federal workers to send a list of 5 tasks, the upcoming deadline, and what the defense secretary now has to say. All that and more coming up in this morning's Daily Debrief.
All right.
Stephanie, thank you. And looking ahead to later on this morning, we're meeting just a few of Rochester's most eligible Bachelor annual Bachelor auction hosted by the cancer support community at Gilda's Club. We'll tell you how to get involved. You really missed this one.
Well, listen, my cousin is one of the board members who's coming on the show this morning. Yeah, I have yet to be asked, Tim Ambrosetti. What gives? Listen.
Kind of seems like it's personal. It kind of seems like you were intentionally left out.
I feel like I could bring in a lot of money.
I love your confidence. I love that. You should...
And then you should stop right there, okay? And then we're going to head to Hollywood this morning because we're going to be recapping some of the biggest and best moments from the 97th Academy Awards with film critics from the Dragon Theater.
And then later on, we'll be joined by our good friend, Mrs. Kasha Davis, who's getting ready to celebrate her birthday this weekend with a very special themed brunch event. We're going to tell you about some of the guests that she has on the lineup. And
later, Marion High will be joining us in studio with a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious performance live. They are getting ready for this year's production. They're doing Mary Poppins, and it opens this week.
A word that is not used enough, I think. If we just sprinkle that in at least once a day.
Can you imagine sprinkling that into conversation?
No.
Rochester police were called to downtown for a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious experience.
Yes. And just like that, please.
Yes.
All right, we're getting off track here. Monday is not starting strong.
Good to be back.
Yeah, we'll get a check of the forecast now. Meteorologist Marty Snyder tracking kind of a roller coaster when it comes to the temperatures this week. Marty, we're about to go up.
That's right. Yeah, nice little increase in temperatures is in store for us. Even some sunshine. We're starting to open up skies just a little bit across the area. We did start off with a few snow showers right at sunrise and up to that point. Now we're seeing skies open up a little bit. And I think we'll see a few of these breaks try to hold on initially. Longer term, cloud cover is going to fill back in. So enjoy any of that sunshine while we do have it. It's not going to last all day. And we're seeing the last couple snow showers lift north and back over Lake Ontario. But today we're going to be mostly in the mid-30s for highs, back above freezing by a small amount. We start to widen that margin over the next couple days. 48 tomorrow, back into the 50s on Wednesday. There's a flood watch that does go into effect from late Tuesday through Thursday, just given the snow melt and then the rain that we may put in on top of that on Wednesday. So we'll be watching that for the midweek time frame, and then back into the 30s again by the end of the week. But at least that nice little upward trend in temperatures over these next few days. Some mid-50s by the middle of the week.
56, the temperature to crack a cold one outdoors.
There you go.
Maybe mow the lawn in that rain.
Yeah, break out the jorts.
Yes.
Dust
gorgeous
off the
weather.
Shoes.
That's
All right, Marty,
Thank you, sir.
All right, it's time for Off the Top this morning. And before we get into the stories that grabbed our attention this Monday, we're going to start things out by formally welcoming meteorologist Mark McLean to the Arc Rochester morning team.
Yes.
Hello,
McLean,
Mark.
you're going to be joining us here for the next eternity. How does it feel?
It feels great. I'm super excited to get going and just go a little bit more in depth on some of the topics that we talk about, some of the weather themes that we had. Like for today, for instance, it's the anniversary of the ice storm. I'm super excited to join you guys too.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Wow, we have nothing but fun around here.
Sometimes a little too much fun.
Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, this coming from the guy who struggles to keep a straight face every morning.
The behind the scenes is a lot of fun.
It is.
I'll say that.
It certainly is. Well,
Yeah.
welcome aboard.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for waking up bright and early now. And are we sending the kids to school earlier than like? Are they there by themselves in the parking lot right now?
The bus stop is like 7:05 to 7:10, depending on when the bus wants to get to the end of the driveway. And
Okay.
the drive-in is 20 minutes, so it's like a half hour prep
Yeah.
time.
So we're
I'm getting ready at home, so I'm
yeah.
spinning up on the forecast and dialing in at home and getting in here and jumping in.
The big question is how are you going to spend your weekends now that you are no longer
It was so weird.
at work?
It was so weird.
Yeah.
It came to, I had my normal 2 days, so I had Thursday and Friday off anyway. So, and it got to Saturday, and I'm like, what do we do?
So what did you do?
We went out. I took Kim out. We went out for Valentine's Day. We had paused and paused and paused. So we went out, and that was fun Saturday night. And then Sunday, my parents come over, and we all get together. And usually it's pizza and wings, and we all got together. It was great.
Well, and you didn't have to leave halfway through the dinner this Sunday.
Yeah. So if there was time or if the weather was quiet enough, usually you can sneak out for a little while after the 6 on the weekend. But if it's busy, you stick around and take care of shop. But this weekend was good to us. So
when I first started in TV, all of the anchors and reporters who had been there for a while always told me you have to pay your dues. Weekends, holidays, weird hours, and I think you've certainly paid your dues.
17 years, and we're going to meet the newest member of the team coming up in about an hour or two, which is going to be great.
We are.
Selena.
Before that, we have to get back on track
Yes.
here for you and talk about some of the stories that have piqued our interest. Mark, you're going to start us off here because you're talking about right around 8:15. You're talking about a big anniversary today.
Just wild stuff. I mean, you go back to this is March 3rd, 1991, and anybody obviously that lived here can't forget this event. So we had just a big ice storm, and it knocked power out, lots of damage. There's some pictures there. The weird part was that it formed on every exposed surface that was outside. So not only did power lines and tree limbs come crashing down, but then something as simple as even going to a car door handle and trying to open a car, it was impossible because everything was encrusted in ice, and there was no remote car starters or anything like that. So a lot of people did damage to their vehicles trying just to get them open. I mean, at some point, 50% of the trees were damaged or destroyed.
Whoa, look at that.
It was wild. You'll never forget it. And the power was out for weeks for a lot of areas around here. Kodak, one of the biggest companies in the U.S. at the time, even closed its doors for a little while during that event. I can remember that too.
Wow.
That is insane.
That's wild.
How long did it take for that to all thaw out?
We were encrusted in ice for a couple of days. It started dripping off the next day, but it was a slow process. But the problem was there was so much damage done. I mean, you could see some of the, the arterial limbs on these trees.
Yeah.
They were breaking off, and as they came down, they would break other limbs that were below them. So it was
then
like
would take
dominoes.
more power lines down.
Exactly, exactly. And for the lucky ones that did keep power, everybody was huddling into their places. I mean, I can remember going over to my uncle's place, and we were over there for a little while. He had a generator, and my dad broke down and just went out and bought, by the second or third day, went out and bought a generator and got the power back on at home. But, at that point, the inside of the house was in the 30s. I mean, it was a struggle. I mean, I can't imagine something like that happening in today's day and age of technology.
People wouldn't.
I can't imagine my kids without an iPad.
Yeah,
or something.
No,
for like a week. I mean, for some spots, it was 2 weeks around here that they didn't have power.
Did you stay here? Did you just camp out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my uncle had a wood stove and a generator, so he had that was cranked up and the generator was going. So we had a little 5-inch black and white TV we were watching the news on, over the antenna too.
Yeah.
I mean, all the cable lines were shot. So I mean, you couldn't even use cable, but a little black and white TV we were watching.
Don telling people to stay indoors.
Stay away from trees and power lines. Yeah.
All right.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear more about that coming up
Yep.
in a little bit. Really interesting viewer photos, though.
Yeah.
And, it's just one of those things that you see it, and people who lived it will definitely
Never forget it.
It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
It really is.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
We'll get to my off the top segment now. It's gonna get a little more tropical than that. The drama is continuing with one of the worst breakups of all time. Worse than Ross and Rachel, worse than Sonny and Cher, worse than Brad and Angelina. We're talking about the breakup between Miami Beach
Right.
and Spring Breakers. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
do you remember?
I liked the intro to that because
Okay.
I didn't know where you were going and I knew what the story was.
Yeah, I can't take total credit for it though. Okay,
But
so
it's true.
I wrote that technically, but here's what's going on. So last year, Miami Beach came out, and they were like, "Hey, if you plan on coming here and you're gonna bring your spring break party and you're
Oh.
gonna bring the craziness, guess what? You're getting booted. We're not dealing
Yeah,
with any
don't.
of it." So they
Wow.
made this little joke. We're breaking up with spring break, and any party goers that cause trouble here. This year, it's more of the same. Miami Beach released a video. This is a snip from it here on social media. Yeah, right there. They kind of filmed it like it was a reality TV show. If you've ever seen like Love Island or The Bachelor
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's all these people like looking for love and they're causing trouble, and then they get kicked out because they're causing too many problems in
You have
Miami
to
Beach.
think about that. I mean, how much trouble? So the economic impact of not having the people there versus having the people there. So they're doing more damage.
No. Okay. So I looked it up.
Oh.
So city leaders want visitors to come and enjoy the beaches, hotels, and restaurants as long as they behave. The overall hotel occupancy increased from 2024 compared to 2023 because people felt safe, they felt
Gotcha.
welcome, and they weren't worried about booking their
Yeah.
family trips
Security
there.
concerns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of all the people. So let's pull up a tweet here, Ashley, if we have it. It kind of broke down some of the rules and requirements. Okay, this isn't all of it, but that's all right. So they have like a $100 flat rate parking fee in some of the places. You have to have a valid ID. There are. Hold on, I gotta pull up the whole thing because it's
That's a lot of money.
Lengthy.
For one day
Yeah,
only?
Ashley
Yeah.
said she can't take it full. Hold on, stand by. Either way, a lot of rules when it comes to this, and people have been honestly fine with it. They have, because they're like, we want to be safe here on our spring break.
Well,
we
and
want to.
As a city, if you're trying to curb the potential violence,
Yeah.
the public lewdness,
Yeah.
to make sure that it's family friendly,
Yep.
you're going to have to do some of this
Some
to
of these
price
parties
people out.
get
Yeah.
pretty wild, that's for sure.
All right, so they have DUI checkpoints on certain days. Sidewalk seating on certain areas is prohibited. A non-resident tow rate is $516.
Ooh.
Yep.
Park
no
legally.
rentals of golf carts, slingshots, or motorized scooters.
Slingshots,
I don't
they
know.
rent them?
Those are the three-wheel things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so this is through the entire month of March.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're not messing around.
Hey, listen. I say more power to them. And it obviously had an impact
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they saw occupancy rates skyrocket last year.
Yeah.
And there was, I'm sure, far fewer negative stories
Yeah.
coming out of
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah, before that they had shootings, stabbings.
Just out of control.
It was
Yeah.
insane. You'd see
Yeah.
the pictures and videos, and your jaw would drop.
Yeah.
Because people would go and just let loose,
Yeah.
and you'd see the worst of society there. Last year, apparently no incidents, according to
Wow.
police.
That's impressive.
Yup,
Hey, good for
cracking
them.
down.
Yeah.
All right.
All
What
right.
you got?
Let's move on. Last night was the Oscars, right? We've all
Yeah.
heard of the
Okay.
Oscars.
Yep.
The best of the best in Hollywood. And I mean, that wraps up award season. But what about the worst of the worst? Well,
Yes.
there's an award season just for that. It's called the Golden Raspberry. There you see it right there. So these were presented last week. Films are named, actors are named, worst pictures are given, and apparently it's become a bit of an honor among the Hollywood community. Some big names have received Razzie Awards. People that you wouldn't suspect. Sylvester Stallone, though, I mean, that one you would suspect. He's topped the list with the most Razzies ever.
Wow.
Yes, I don't have the number, but he has. So this year's 2020 Razzies, the most disappointing cinematic endeavors. Okay, ready? We're going to give you some of them.
Okay.
The first one, we're going to start with Dakota Johnson's performance. You might be wondering, what's the performance? What's the movie? The movie was Madam Web. Yeah, it garnered 3 awards. It took home Worst Picture. Can you imagine? I was in the Worst Picture of the year.
Strive for greatness, right?
Worst Actress for Dakota Johnson. Well, and listen, I don't know if you saw her on the circuit promoting this movie.
Yes.
She definitely said that she wasn't planning on watching it because it was not good and it wasn't a fun experience to make. And she had no desire to do a sequel to this Marvel picture. It also received Worst Screenplay.
Wow.
Again,
That takes effort.
she got paid. They got paid. The studio made money. So
And they're still getting awards.
they're still getting awards. They get the attention.
Even the losers get lucky sometimes.
Even
right?
they do. A notable one, though, here. We've all heard the name Francis Ford Coppola. We know he's got that famous daughter, Sofia Coppola. Both directors. And last year, that Megalopolis came out. It was supposed to be that blockbuster hit. And people thought, oh my gosh, all of these big names in this movie, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Then people showed up and they saw it and they said, what is this garbage?
Totally flopped, huh?
Totally flopped.
Wow.
It earned Worst Director.
That takes effort.
And Jon Voight in the movie, Worst Supporting Actor. Can you believe that? Okay, and then one that hit a little too close to home for me, Jerry Seinfeld. He, with Amy Schumer, Worst Actor and Worst Supporting Actress in his Netflix. I call it a hit because I loved it. The movie Unfrosted.
And it didn't go over great.
Oh, it did not go over well at all. People hated it.
I haven't watched any of these.
I thought it was great.
No.
That's a family movie, Unfrosted.
Okay.
The kids would love it. And then, and then there was this one, The Joker, you know, the one Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. And until a month ago, I didn't know that it was an actual movie. I thought they were meme pictures.
Just a joke.
That one, it was a joke. Because it took quite a number of awards, too.
Oh, my gosh.
And I appreciate both of these people, but when you try something like this, what do you expect?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Spaghetti at the wall, I suppose.
That's exactly what it is.
See if it works.
Exactly what it is.
Time right now, 8:18. When we come back, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez. He's live from the Memorial Art Gallery celebrating a very big achievement this morning.
He is, and don't forget, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Our Mister is back right after this. The Memorial Art Gallery is known as a place for people to go and look at great pieces of artwork. But did you know it recently made the list of one of the top art galleries in the USA?
Yeah, Chris Lopez has never been there, and he's getting a tour of the museum this morning. And Chris, when we checked in with you last, you were teasing to something very, very special. Let's see what it is.
Yeah, guys, we're going to get to that at the very end of the hit. That's how you tease stuff in the TV news business. But here at the MAG, they have so many different pieces of art, different paintings, sculptures from different regions, acrylic paintings, watercolor, famous artists, local artists, different regions. We're in the Asia room, the Arts of Asia room right now. I'm with Paige Engard this morning. You guys made the top 10 list.
We did.
Why do you think you guys made the top 10 list? You guys are up there with some heavy hitters.
We really are. The museums on this list are museums across the entire U.S. But I think where we are right now is part of that reason. Right here in downtown Rochester, in the neighborhood of the arts, we have over 5,000 years of art history. We're in the Arts of Asia room right now. We're about to walk through and see a piece that people at home, I think, will definitely recognize. There's just such a wide breadth of art that we have here on view.
Yeah, and just I've been in between the live shots, touring each of the individual rooms, trying to read as much as I can on the artist. What I do like is you guys have something for everyone, something for the casual person like myself who doesn't go to art museums all the time. You guys have memberships as well for people that frequent art museums. But we're right in front of a very big, a legendary artist here. I'll let you go into this.
Absolutely, yes. So this is a piece that folks at home might recognize. This is from Claude Monet's Bridge series. This is Waterloo Bridge from 1903. And the term Impressionism is also a term that some folks might recognize, and it's a form of painting established in France in the mid to late 19th century, and really about sort of capturing a moment in time, maybe the way that you remember seeing something versus the way that it actually looks. And it's these tiny little visible brush strokes that make up these incredible pieces, like Monet's Bridge series.
And when people come here, do they go about asking for specific artists, like a Claude Monet, like a Van Gogh? I don't know if you guys have that here, but do they come in seeking those big name artists, or are they just more of an open book? What kind of crowd do you normally get here?
You know, both. Some people come in with a favorite piece that they're looking for, and anyone that you see that works here at the MAG that's on the floor is going to be able to tell you so much about the pieces on view and where to find them. But we also get folks that come through that maybe have not been to a fine art museum or don't know what they like or don't know what they're looking for, and everybody finds something that they love here. You know, you could come and spend the whole day. You could have a membership and pop in for free whenever you like just to visit your favorite piece. There's so much to see and do.
And we're about to walk into an amazing room, very eye-catching, and then there's this here. The echoing right now, this thing people play, and go into detail, I just totally misrepresented this, called this a thing. But people come in here, play this organ.
Yes.
And when do they do that?
Yeah, so this is our 18th century Italianate organ. So you can come in on Thursday afternoons at 1:30 or 3 p.m. You can hear this organ being played. It fills this space in a way that I can't even describe. We also have, third Thursdays in the evenings is when you can come hear the organ, and every Sunday afternoon you can come hear it as well. It's just amazing.
And memberships. You guys have a membership, so if people really love the museum, want to come in and see the different exhibits that you guys, how can they go about obtaining that?
Absolutely. So if you go to mag.rochester.edu, click on ways to support, and you're going to see all of our different membership opportunities, starting at a basic level, going all the way up to family. And it's not just something fun to do when you're out and about in Rochester, but you're supporting the arts and our collections here and the programming that we put on.
Guys, check this organ out. I can't believe anyone would come up here and play this. This is absolutely amazing. The room is amazing. A lot of just pieces of history around here, like what you're looking at right now. Check out the MAG. When are you guys open?
We're open Wednesdays through Sundays.
Okay.
We have extended hours on Thursdays and on second Fridays. Head over to mag.rochester.edu to see the full list and save $2 by buying tickets online.
We got one more hit coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, delving into more of this place is absolutely gigantic. We're going to look at one more spot and show you guys something special. Back to you guys in studio.
Yeah, really beautiful,
Yeah,
Chris.
Chris, can you? What's the one more place and something special? You wanna really tease it for us?
We can't talk. We're out of time.
Oh, we are.
Yeah,
I'm
we're getting
sorry.
yelled
We're
at.
getting yelled at.
I'm
We
sorry.
gotta go.
We gotta go, Chris.
Goodbye.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
Man.
Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming up here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we're going to look back at something that happened 3 decades ago.
Yeah, we're back after this. We're going into the archives this Monday morning, taking a look back at the ice storm of 1991 that froze Rochester and caused some major disruptions.
It seriously did. Today marks 34 years since that destructive storm hit western New York, leaving tens of thousands of households and businesses across the region without power for days, some weeks.
Yeah, here's a look back at 13 WAM's reporting on that storm in 1991.
Ice storms are beautiful to look at, but deceptively dangerous. About half of us are without power in our homes. Many roads are officially closed, and many that aren't are blocked by downed trees or wires or both. Without power, stoplights don't work, making intersections dangerous.
My folks had pictures of when I was this big of an ice storm like this, but I guess my first impression is I'm a little scared because of our big tree behind the house. We're just afraid that that's going to go on the house.
Overnight, the city took on an eerie look, not just what you saw, but the sound of the ice and the cracking limbs. The early risers were the trailblazers. Drivers on the road before sunrise were the first to weave their way around the downed trees and under wires. The first up and at 'em were the first to see the devastation.
Oh, it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. It looks like a hurricane almost. It looks almost like a hurricane.
I come from California, and boy, you got a mess out there. Trees, wires, limbs all over the place, trees falling here, trees falling. Man, I'm getting out of here.
Police were out marking the way. Power crews were beginning a job that will last for days. And city firefighters were trying to remember the last time an ice storm did all this.
One guy said 1959 was bad.
With daylight, the damage done was plain to see. Cars imprisoned by downed trees. Some cars were crushed. Yards are a mess. Curiosity seekers are out, but be warned of the hazards. Downed wires are hard to see, and branches are still falling under the weight of the ice. Even in the city, pedestrians face hazards. Watch the ice falling from Lincoln Tower this morning. It is pretty to look at, but don't be deceived. This storm packed a punch.
And we are now joined by meteorologist Mark McLean. That falling ice.
Yeah.
Deadly. I mean, if you're in the wrong spot, that would be deadly.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, for everybody that was here, you will never forget that storm. I mean, it's just one of those things that there was also the back-to-back superstorm of March 3rd and 5th, 1999. That's another one you just never forget if you were in this area. And it ended up being it was so weird. You watch the movie Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You remember that scene where they went in and they're chasing Slimer and like the chandelier comes crashing down and hits the table. That's what it sounded like when these tree branches were snapping.
I don't doubt it.
It was like all night long. So this is just an image down in the city of some of the fallen trees, some of the big arterial limbs on the trees. They come crashing down, and it accumulated over basically an 18-hour window. So we had 34 years ago on this date, this evening, and overnight, this turned out to be 1.25 inches of glaze.
Oh my gosh.
So just by itself, that would cause flooding if it was just rain. This time of the year, if we had over an inch of rain, we would have creeks and streams bank full from snow melt and rainfall. But so you have an inch and a quarter on the top of a wire, but also on the sides and the bottom. So it ends up looking more like a 3-inch glaze after that. So it's an 18+ hour period of icing that just went from that Sunday night into that Monday morning, and you could listen to these trees falling all night long. And the other thing, until some of these power grids were shut down, it looked like it was lightning all night long, but it was really power transformers that were popping and turning off. So after the freezing rain fell, we woke up to that damage. 135,000 homes lost power. And get this, I just went on the Federal Reserve's website and just did a calculator of inflationary costs from 91 to 2024 here, and $865 million. So until that point, this was the biggest ice event and largest damaging weather event that we had in New York State. And Sandy, of course, came in and about 15 years ago, the hurricane that came in. But until that point, I mean, it was almost $1 billion of damage, cost adjusted.
Well, and it's incredible. In that video, you hear one of the first responders telling Doug that best they can recall is 1959 was the ice storm before this one.
Yeah, when you look at it from climatological standpoint, from a statistical standpoint, we're quote overdue, and I don't want to say that out loud, but I kind of have to. But for a storm like this, we get one of these about every 30 to 40 years in Western New York. Upstate New York, the Watertown area, you can imagine how bad this is. Watertown in January of 1997 had 4 inches of freezing rain in January.
I say we hold off another 6 years.
I don't ever want to deal with anything like that again. But you get through it. You help your neighbors. Everybody was out there with a chainsaw. Everybody was out there with a saw, moving limbs around, getting roads reopened for the fire crews. The fire department was just, literally, folks were inundated because of the flooding, but they were pumping out basements and, helping people out. It was just wild.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And hey, share your photos with us. Photos, if you've got videos, send it to us. 13wham.com/chime in. We would love to see them.
We sure would. Hey, stick around. We still have a lot more to get to here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester, 8:37 this morning. This half hour, we've got a lot headed your way. A fun event that's raising money for the cancer support community at Gilda's Club.
Yeah, mark your calendars because March 22nd, you can join an auction to take one of Rochester's most eligible bachelors out on the town.
I'm still waiting for my invitation. Maybe it will come today. Tickets for the event are on sale now. And this morning, we have Associate Board members Connor McKenna, Hunter Johnson, and Tim Ambrosetti here to tell us more. Gentlemen, thank you so much for waking up bright and early. What can we expect this year? 26 eligible bachelors.
26 eligible bachelors. We can expect one of the most fun fundraisers you can be a part of in the Rochester community this year. It's going to be Saturday, March 22nd. It's just one giant party to raise funds and stay local for helping people who fighting cancer and their family members and provide support for them as well.
Absolutely. A great cause. We know all of the wonderful work that Gilda's Club does. For somebody who has no idea what a bachelor auction is, break it down for us if you don't mind.
Tim, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So Bachelor Auction, people make SNL skits about this all the time, but really we pick 26 guys all from across the city of Rochester. We recruit them, and then eventually we get them to go up on stage, strut their stuff, and then people in the crowd. We had like 500 people last year.
Wow.
Yeah, people in the crowd see what they like. They try to throw a bid on them, and if they're the highest bidder, they go home on a date with them. So. Yeah.
And there have been actual love connections at this event that have been made, and marriages subsequently, correct?
There has. Actually, one of our bachelors from 2022, when we brought the event back after the pandemic, he just got married in June to the lucky lady who was the winning bidder on him. So we've seen love blossom before.
Wow, that is so sweet. Oh my gosh,
Right?
I love that. How much do people bid? Does it kind of, it's all over the board here?
Yeah, so the bidding typically starts at $250. Last year we had our highest bid of all time. Somebody went home for $3,500. But our guys get nervous, you know, they want to perform well, right? So we always tell them if you could break at least 1,000, you did a very good job. So don't
$3,500, that's setting the bar really high.
Yeah, no
We get
pressure.
winners.
Really high.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I want to talk quickly about all of your roles within the Gilda's Club Cancer Support Community Organization and how you all got your start.
Yeah, so I've been a part of the board for 5 years now. I started in 2020. I was a previous bachelor with Tim in 2019 and really got my start. I lost a friend to cancer in 2013 and was sort of looking for a way to still sort of process the grief and honor him. And the auction came about, and I thought it would be kind of a cool way to kind of put myself out there while also honoring his memory. Learned more about what cancer support community does and the positive impact it has on people, and I was hooked.
Absolutely. And again, you know, so sorry for your loss there. Turning pain into something good, it's truly a gift.
Yes, it really is. It's to be able to see the work that we do and the smile on some of our members' faces and just making their lives a little easier during a difficult time, during their cancer battles, or even after dealing with all of the after effects. It's really awesome to see kind of the positive impact we can have on people.
And for the two of you?
So I was actually a bachelor back in 2022, the last time that we did an anthology. So we're doing it there this year. But I did it back then, which kind of intrigued me and got me into the actual organization, onto the associate board. And ever since, I've done all the events for them. And I'm now, for the first year, a co-chair for the actual Bachelor auction, which I'm super excited and grateful for.
That is awesome. And Tim, how about you?
Yeah, same thing. I was at the gym. Some guy tapped me on the shoulder, asked if I was single. I didn't really know what that meant at the time, but he was recruiting me for the auction. And same thing with these guys. We had such a positive experience with it. We wanted to be involved in the planning process. So
Very
awesome.
good.
For somebody sitting at home who wants tickets, who wants to attend the event, when, where, and how do they get the tickets?
Hunter?
So the tickets start at $35. That's for general admission. It's $55 per ticket for VIP. If you get a 4-pack of general admission tickets, it's $120, so $30 per ticket in essence. So it's at Anthology again this year. We had it at Essex last year, moving it back to where our roots were. And if you go to cscrochester.org, you can access the tickets there as well.
Very
Awesome.
good. Thank you all so much. We'll put all the ticket information over on foxrochester.com.
And if you want to see me on that stage next year, 4225 West Henrietta Road is our address. Stick around. We've got a lot more headed your way here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we're once again checking back in with Chris Lopez, who is live at the MAG.
Yeah, and don't forget, watch us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back on the other side of the break. Welcome back. We all know how amazing the Memorial Art Gallery is, but did you know that it recently made the list as one of the top 10 art galleries in the nation?
I did, because I remember you telling us that.
And reading it like a million times. Yeah,
yes,
so
just a short time ago. Mr. Lopez, this is his first time at the MAG this morning, and it's the perfect place for him to see, just get a taste of the art and the creativity that the greater Rochester region has to offer. That's where he is live this morning. Last half hour, he was teeing something spectacular up for us. If you make us wait until the end of this hit, sir, we're going to be very disappointed.
I'm not making you wait. This is it right here. Right here. Check this out. This is Bakelite Robot, and these are television radios. We are on television right now. This is the father of video art. I promised you guys something special, and now I am delivering. This is Nam June Paik. This is a permanent collection, by the way, here at the MAG. He's got a ton of cool stuff. Some stuff a little bit odd, like he just put a picture of his face and then drew a couple scribbles down and is probably selling it for $1 million or $2 million. But I'm here with Paige Engar. That's neither here nor there, by the way. When it comes to this is pretty cool. I know when I saw this, this is one of the more unique things that you guys have here, and it's pretty much to kick off when people come in here, this is the first thing they see.
This is what welcomes them into this form and gallery space. So this is our exhibit of works by Nam June Paik, considered the father of video art. And it's this fabulous intersection of art and technology. These pieces are only going to be on view until March 2nd, though. So if folks want to meet Big Light Robot in person, they've got to come soon.
All right, so I was mistaken. This is not permanent. This is only going to be here for a little bit. So come check this place out. But if someone hasn't seen our last hits, we've been here for about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
What kind of different art do you guys have here? I know we missed the contemporary room, I believe.
There's a lot more contemporary art to see for sure, but we have 5,000 years of art history here at the MAG. Everything from ancient art, which we saw upstairs, to the very most contemporary. There's something for everybody.
And something for everyone. I do want to highlight that as we make our way out into the lobby. Oftentimes, art museums are viewed as a little bit stale, a little bit boring. People don't want to come to them. What would you say to those people that really don't want to spend their Saturday, their Sunday at an art museum?
Yeah, I think something that absolutely everyone is going to love at the MAG. I mean, from the art installations in the galleries to a full restaurant where you can enjoy a fabulous brunch, to our creative workshop where we have art classes and ceramics and weaving and painting and kids classes, spring break camp, summer camp. There is truly something happening all the time, even special events on occasion, which you can find a listing on our website.
And you guys are working very hard. Admission is about $20 right now.
Yep.
You guys are working very hard to eliminate that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so our director, Sarah Jesse, has this fabulous goal of making admission free for everyone at the MAG. You know, this is a work in progress. We need the support of our community to make this happen. But the Memorial Art Gallery is a resource for everyone in Rochester, everyone in the region, everyone in the world, and we really want to make it as accessible as possible.
Located in the neighborhood of the arts, what are the hours? If someone's watching this, they want to come check this place out. Maybe they want a refresher. Maybe they're like me, they've never been here before.
Yeah, we're open Wednesdays through Sundays. We have extended hours on Thursday evenings and on second Fridays, plus discounted admission on those days. Come on out, see what we have to see here. Check out mag.rochester.edu to check hours, events, and what's on in the galleries.
And I want to ask you, you're brand new here. You used to work out down south at the Genesee Country Village and Museum. Brand new. What's your favorite part about being here?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? We took a look at my favorite thing here, the Monet.
The Monet?
That's my favorite piece. But this is just such a vibrant, welcoming, fun space. I love coming here every day, and we love welcoming people here.
Guys, come check this place out. An absolute beauty from the time you walk through those doors. The time you come in here to the lobby and then you check out the nice skyline in here and you walk over and you see the father of video art. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. Very fun here. I made sure that I didn't tour the entire museum so me and my girlfriend can come here and I can see something with fresh eyes. Back to you guys in studio.
Listen, I'd be taking that opportunity.
Yeah.
You're there. Why
Might
not
as
walk
well.
around,
Yeah.
learn as much as you can, Chris, and then when you go to the gallery with your girlfriend, you can sound very well read and very impressive and just regurgitate the facts somebody else told you.
What part of Where Have You Do not understand?
It's been a while since I've done this. Stick around. We're back after this. Last night, Hollywood celebrated some of this year's biggest and most notable films and actors, handing out the highly coveted Oscars.
Yeah, to walk us through some of the highs and lows from last night, we have Dryden Theater's film curator Jared Case, as well as film critic David Palmer. You're going to share some of your thoughts with us this morning. Great to have you back with us once again, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm curious to know right off the bat, were there any jaw-dropping moments last night where you said, I did not see that coming?
I don't think that there were any jaw-dropping, like, oh my God, shocking moments, but there were some surprises within what was expected. So, like Mikey Madison taking it from Demi Moore, that story about Demi Moore and being on the comeback trail, I think has really traveled through the awards season. So I think that was a bit of a surprise, Dave.
Yeah, I think just Nora doing as well as it did. It won 5 awards last night. Director Sean Baker won 4 of those. First person to ever win 4 awards for one movie. And then Flo won Best Animated Movie, which is the first independent film to ever win that award, and it beat Wild Robot and Inside Out 2.
Okay, I want to talk, if we can, about one of the movies that made a huge splash. You saw the circuit that the 2 main actresses ran. I'm talking, of course, about Wicked. Mm-hmm. It was, a season ender, and people really thought it was going to clean up. Mm-hmm. And
not so much.
No.
But Dave's got a great theory about that with a second movie coming out next year.
Sometimes they just wait to see how the second movies do play out. You can see kind of Godfather 2 did a little bit better than Godfather 1. And so there is that. And it did win 2 awards. I thought Ariana Grande was great. I thought she was one of the best performances of last year. And so sometimes they do just wait to see how the next one does to see if it's worth rewarding next year.
So would you put your money on that we'll see those 2, Ariana and Cynthia, both nominated again next year?
I think it's possible. I think it'd be really cool to see it. Very rarely do people get nominated for the same role. You've seen it with Al Pacino, Cate Blanchett's done it. So I really would love it. I think they're both really great in the movie. And so it'll just be a case of, is the movie as good, and are they tired of those performances, or do they think that they're worthy of being nominated again?
Very interesting. Okay, so refresh my memory when it comes to Demi Moore and that comeback story that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. She obviously has not been in high-profile vehicles for quite a few years, but a big star in the 80s and 90s. And for a film that was about an aging star addressing the wish of the industry to have these youthful women on screen as opposed to the aging stars, unlike the men who can age into their 60s and still not only star in films but also pull in these younger actresses on screen. I think it was really interesting that she actually lost the Oscar to that younger actress that was sort of that opposite that was in the film.
It's a little bit of art imitating reality, reality imitating art. And you saw the reverse of it with Timothée Chalamet losing to Adrien Brody for Best Actor, and Brody is now the first person to ever win Best Actor in his first 2 attempts.
That's really incredible. Mirror up to society kind of thing. Listen, I kind of have a little bit of a theory about that film, though. Demi Moore, I think, did an incredible job in it. Yeah. An emotional roller coaster, I imagine, as an actor. But I thought the screenplay of that, the script itself, the story was incredible, and I think you could have put a lot of actors in that role who could have really sold that well.
And I think it's a testament to Demi Moore that she was willing to take on a movie is so weird, and I think and cool for the Academy to nominate and award, because it won Best Makeup, the weirdness of a horror film like that. And I think it is kind of an interesting thing to have an aging actress in that kind of role. That kind of shows maybe symbolic of her whole career. I think the cliche of it's an honor to just be nominated, I think that kind of works for Demi Moore. It would have been a great moment. Mikey Madison's very good in Nora. And so it'll be interesting to see how Demi Moore can maybe use this to have the next phase of his career.
All right. Thank you both so much for coming in today. We appreciate it. And all of the insight, definitely eye-opening. I got to go back and watch, I think, all of them. I haven't seen any of them
No, you've seen 1 or 2, maybe, right?
No?
Okay. We're gonna get you a ticket to the movies, my friend. Stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester. We'll continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're back on the other side of the break.
Monday morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC Rochester news break. Corrections officers across New York State are facing a deadline today. Return to work or lose health care coverage. The Department of Corrections Commissioner calls the threat a final push to end the strike, now entering its third week. Thousands have walked off the job, calling for better working conditions. The union representing corrections officers says it encouraged each member to return to work based on what was achieved in last week's consent award. An investigation is underway at Mid-State Correctional after an inmate died Saturday. It is across the street from Marcy Correctional Facility, where Rochester native Robert Brooks was brutally beaten while handcuffed. He died a day later. We are working to learn more about the Mid-State investigation and will bring updates as they become available. Rochester police are searching for a suspect after a stabbing overnight. They responded to Kingsborough Road around 9, where they found a 28-year-old woman with multiple cuts to her upper and lower body. She was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police believe it followed a domestic dispute. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
On this Monday morning. It is March 3rd. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We still have a whole hour to get through here on ARC, so we're going to dive in with our next guest. This week is Brave Women Week, celebrating the ladies who've shaped history and who continue to break barriers today.
Yeah, across the region, many landmarks are hosting exhibits and events to honor those historic figures. Communications manager for Finger Lakes Visitors Connection, Carolina Taylor, and marketing director Jessica Vandemar are with us this morning to talk about it. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's start out by talking about what Brave Women Week actually is.
Yes, Brave Women Week is a week to honor the women-owned businesses throughout the region, and it all started with the pioneering, trailblazing women through history that all called the Finger Lakes home. This is the second year that Brave Women Week is occurring, but the program did start in 2020 to mark the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment for women's right to vote.
For someone sitting at home who says, okay, yeah, listen, we learned about it in high school or we learned about it in grade school, but the names are escaping me. The greater Rochester region was home or played significant roles in a lot of women-led history. Can either of you give us some of those names and some of those stories to refresh the memories?
Yeah, obviously a lot of people know Susan B. Anthony as one of the main pioneers. Her home is in Rochester. Her gravesite is in Rochester. But maybe a little known fact is that in Ontario County at the courthouse on Main Street in Canandaigua was where she was tried after she had illegally voted in the 1800s. And so there's a historic marker in front of the courthouse that you can see today that marks that. And then Harriet Tubman is another one throughout the entire region with the Underground Railroad. Lots of history, especially out in Cayuga County for Harriet Tubman.
We really are so fortunate to have such rich history here. Let's talk about some of the events that will be happening for people to show their appreciation to those women who have paved the way.
Yeah, so there are different events that visitors can come and enjoy with us. There is Naples Women event, which is going to be this upcoming weekend between the 7th and the 9th. And there are going to be speakers, entertainment, and pop-up shops that people can come and explore. There's also Finger Lakes Women in Wine, which is going to be at the New York Kitchen in Canandaigua. And this is a wine tasting event that celebrates women winemakers. And there's also a very fun and different event, which is a welding workshop in Ironwood Studios in Springwater. And women can come and learn how to weld doing their own butterfly project. So,
for someone sitting at home who says, listen, this sounds like an incredible event, I would love to attend. Unfortunately, I can't. This whole month is Women's History Month. What can they do? Where can they go to show their support, to learn more, to educate themselves, and potentially carry some of that education home to the younger developing minds?
If you go on to fingerlakestravelny.com and search for Brave Women, or if you go on to our Ontario County website, visit fingerlakes.com, you can find information about women-owned businesses and visit them anytime throughout this month, throughout this year. If you go to the fingerlakestravelny.com, you can also take a Brave Women quiz, which allows you to find out what brave women in history best correlates with you. And there's even itineraries that are developed around that as well.
That's interesting. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say that there are a lot of different businesses that kind of show this inspiration that women in the Finger Lakes take. And some of them are Thirst of 31, which is in Geneva, owned by the wine master, Nova Caramatre. There's also Inspire More, which is another winery in Naples, and many others that are restaurants, hotels. So if they can't come this week, they can just come to the Finger Lakes and experience these other women-owned businesses that show that part of the history.
Absolutely wonderful. Give us one more time, if you don't mind, the information that people need to know if they would like to get involved and support this.
Yep. So again, if you go online, fingerlakestravelny.com/ brave-women. You can find events that are happening. You can find women-owned businesses across the entire region. And you can also find events that are going to be going on this weekend. If there are women-owned businesses out there, they can reach out to their local tourism agency. Participating counties include Monroe, Ontario, Chemung, Cortland, Seneca, and Cayuga.
Very good. And if you missed any of that, we will post that website and all of this information on our website, foxrochester.com, after the show this morning. Thank you both so much for waking up bright and early. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Time right now is 9:08. Much more to come here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we'll get a check of the forecast with meteorologist Mark McLean.
Hey, and don't forget, if you're heading for the door, take us with you. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester returns after this. right, folks, we're turning it up to 11 right now. Meteorologist Mark McLean is with us with a look at what we can expect as we start the first full week of March.
And Mark McLean's first full shift
What?
as a permanent member of Arc Rochester. Woo!
All right, thank you.
Take a bow. Take a bow.
All right. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Don't forget to take that knob and rip it off, too, after you turn it up to 11.
There you go.
Okay, it's going to stay there. More light in the evening. How about this to bring up the mood, right? Sunset today, 6:02. Just a month from now, 7:39, and 2 months from now, 8:15. And a lot of that is that change, obviously, with the clock next weekend. Whoa, watch out. Almost get you right there. Sunday, turn the clock ahead an hour. The new sunrise Sunday morning, 7:32, and the new sunset back to 7:09. So it's unfortunately, it's a 47-hour weekend, but hey, we get that extra daylight in the evening. Speaking of daylight, a little sun out there, 24, lots of clouds. West wind is at 8 miles per hour, and a lot of our neighborhood temps on the New York State Mesonet below normal this morning. We're in the teens south of Rochester, and again, some spots closer to the lake, sitting in the mid-20s. Here's where the weather action gets a little bit more interesting. It's going to be later Tuesday into Wednesday. There's a system back to the southwest, starts to move our way. May catch a few flurries ahead of that, but watch again later Tuesday. The system starts to drift into the Great Lakes, and there's going to be some warm air out ahead of that. You saw the warm front there. We're going to get temperatures into the 50s, and it looks like rain amounts maybe around a half inch. So, that's normally not a concern for flooding or anything like that. It's muddy pause season is what that really means, right? With a half inch of rain as we go through time. But when you put that on top of a little snow melt out there, when you put that on top of some of the ice, there is a small concern that we could see some creek and stream flooding from ice jams. So there is that small potential later Wednesday into Thursday. I don't see this as a widespread issue, but if you get a wet basement this time of the year, now's the time to go downstairs and just make sure the old sump pump is alive and kicking, right? What's an ice jam? So, yeah, the ice starts to flow down, and it gets obstructed by, some of the terrain around the tributary. It kind of clogs up like your kitchen sink when you put too much stuff down it, and that blockage reduces the flow behind it, causes some of those ice jams. So we'll keep you posted on that. I don't, again, see that as a big problem for most spots around town, but temps in the 30s today. It's a mainly cloudy sky deeper into the afternoon and evening. 7-day forecast for us, again, is going to warm up. Don't be surprised if we actually get into the 50s there on Tuesday. We may be adding a little bit onto that. The flood watch in effect again for Wednesday night into Thursday. It will turn colder beyond that, back to the mid-30s. We'll get some sunshine on Friday, upper 30s. Some questions there for the weekend as another system aims for the mid-Atlantic. How close are we to some of the snow on that? I don't see that one right now as a big player for Western New York, but again, things can change. We'll scan the code, and you get the weather warehouse in your pocket, right? The hour-by-hour forecast, that flood watch, when it pops up, you can silence it too. So if you don't want the thing to go off at 3 a.m.
Well, because that thing will scare you. You'll think someone is in your home.
Yeah, and it's Hetzko.
Yeah, which is even scarier.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah. It's temperatures like this where I really wish I had working heat at home.
Oh, no. Oh. Whoa, the furnace is dead?
Oh, boy, I don't want to get into it, but I do.
I think we should. I think we should get into it.
Before he left, he forgot to pay the bill.
Oh,
is that what it is?
That's really what happened.
Jeez.
It was beer money on vacation.
It was.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. You deserve to let loose, but...
Yeah, you do. You do. Yep.
I don't know.
Sure did.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at 56.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
The warm-up's nice. It's nice, just to get the icicles off the roof line and, any of that old ice, chip it up.
And look at that. McLean, here's the question.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the odds that... I feel like I'm going to jinx it just by asking.
Well, then don't ask.
Well, no, because I want to know. And I know there's somebody out there thinking the same
that
thing.
Softball. Come on.
They want to know, do you think we're done with it?
Well, April 13th is the average last day of snow for Rochester.
Which is a ways away.
It's 5+ weeks, but historically, once you get by March 15th, the, quote, chances of the big one, big snow events or something like that go down a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 10-inch plus snowfalls, they drop off a lot by the end of the month. But, April 3rd and 5th, back in the early 2000s, we had an ice storm then. Mother's Day weekend back in May of
We
89.
can't be having any of that because the Lilac Festival.
I
That
know.
always has to be nice.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has to. That's the rule around here.
We'll try.
We got to deal with this guy every day. This is what we have to look forward to?
This is going to be a lot of fun. Come on.
It really is.
It's going to be
It's going to be a blast.
Nothing but
It's going to
laughs.
be a blast. And you're going to do a lot more than just give us the forecast.
Yeah,
which is pretty great.
Working on lots of ideas, with gardening, horticulture stories, maybe some astronomy, different ideas for different segments that should be a lot of fun for everybody.
Listen,
it's an arc. We've got room for everyone on the arc.
I want a 13 wham garden.
Yeah.
I think it would be great. I need your support though. News at 13wham.com. Write in.
Who wants to see
if
that?
you want to see the garden.
That'd be fun.
It would be. It would be a blast.
Yep.
A blast.
I think we might try a pumpkin contest too.
Yes.
More on that.
Growing them?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
you know the
weren't
big
here
ones?
when we were. Yeah.
Like
Oh.
maybe
wow.
working with Lima. We'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see. Yeah, the pumpkin festival.
I'm gonna be giving my pumpkin the roids though, because I'm gonna win. I'm just letting you know now.
Isn't in? Okay, you know what? We
Yeah.
can get into it the closer we get to
it's
the actual-
definitely nowhere near October.
Yeah. All right. Good
Thank you,
stuff.
Mark.
Mark, thank you very much.
Yep.
Time right now, 9:17. Much more to come here on Arc Rochester when we come back. Stephanie Joseph will be giving us our daily debrief.
We're back right after this.
(9:20) As the state of politics continues to move and change, the Daily Debrief is helping you keep track of some of the major developments, one executive action at a time. First off, a tense meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Donald Trump over the war in Ukraine. Take a listen.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, Everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the
the
cards right now.
Now, the vice president also going on to say he should be thanking President Trump. The goal of the meeting was for the Ukrainian president to sign a mineral deal that would give the U.S. access to the country's mineral resources. Zelensky left the White House early, shortly after this heated exchange. He also went on Fox News, saying the meeting was not good and he wants partners to understand the situation correctly. House Speaker Mike Johnson said he was shocked by Friday's conversation.
President Zelensky, instead of showing gratitude, he interrupted and berated his hosts at a very perilous time for his country. He should have been anxious, I think, to enter into this agreement. Think of it. The mineral rights agreement would be a win-win for both countries.
Meantime, his colleagues in Congress are speaking out. Senator Amy Klobuchar was disappointed in President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, calling it a, quote, bad moment. One Republican senator, though, says the U.S. is not turning its back on Ukraine. He also says Trump is trying to secure a resolution to the conflict.
I watched the video and I knew exactly what Zelensky was saying. He was saying, hey, thank you, but we got to just make sure the deal is strong. That's all he was saying. And he did not bait them. They were engaged in some kind of, I don't know what it was, but it was such a bad moment for our leadership in the world.
What I hear President Trump saying over and over again is, we need to get to a stop in fighting, find some resolution. I understand Zelensky is rightfully concerned that Putin has violated every single agreement he's ever signed and that he can't be trusted. He's looking for some kind of security guarantees, which the French and the UK are saying they want to put troops in. But we need to get these two folks at the table, get to some kind of resolution.
Now, it's unclear where that mineral deal stands, but European leaders met with Zelensky yesterday to come up with a plan. But turning now to a new executive order that designates English as the nation's official language. So what does that exactly mean? Well, dozens of states already have this as a law. Now, government agencies and organizations that earn federal funding have a choice over offering documents and services in other languages besides English. It changes a previous mandate for them to provide assistance to non-English speakers. Trump's order says in part, quote, establishing English as the official language will not only streamline communication, but also reinforce shared national values and create a more cohesive and efficient society. And another round of emails calling on federal workers to list 5 accomplishments in the past week. Now, multiple agencies got the directive as early as Friday. Workers have until tonight to respond and are expected to do so weekly. Defense staff were told to ignore the first email, but now the defense secretary is directing civilian employees to comply.
It's a simple task, really, as Elon said, as the president recognized in our first cabinet meeting, just a pulse check. Are you there? Out to DoD civilians. Now, all those DoD civilians will receive an email outlining the next steps, we'll get that email soon, that they need to take in order to comply with this initiative. And then the reports will be consolidated internally within the department to comply with the OPM directive.
Meantime, the Department of Education is offering a buyout of up to $25,000. Eligible employees have until 11:59 tonight to accept before an expected reduction in the workforce. Now, of course, these are stories that we will continue to follow and bring you any new updates as it becomes available, both right here on air and online at 13wham.com. Stick around. We have much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. We're back after this.
Sunday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. We're going to kick things off by looking ahead to the weekend because it's never too early for that,
No,
right?
it isn't.
The Strathallan Hotel is stepping back into the retro fabulousness of Three's Company with a Mrs. Roper themed drag brunch. Say that 5 times.
Yeah, right. It's a
Roper
mouthful.
themed drag brunch.
I have a feeling I might know who named the event. It also honors, though, the birthday of one of Rochester's greatest, and here to tell us more about it, the guest of honor herself, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Kasha Davis.
Woo!
Happy birthday. When is the big day?
Well, the big day is March 12th, but on March 9th, we're celebrating Mrs. Roper style, which means you get to go to a buffet in a caftan. And what can be better than that? I mean, just go right back up again. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, there's no tight pants.
No.
There's no Costco leggings. You're good to go.
Yeah, have at it. For someone sitting at home, because I'm sure we have people who are listening to us or watching us right now who are saying, okay, Three's Company,
Oh my
Mrs.
gosh.
Roper.
Three's Company, the Ropers. See, again, my name is Mrs. Kasha Davis, and I celebrated these fabulous people on television when I was a little boy, girl, gal, girl, boy, fella. And I got the opportunity to do this birthday brunch, and I said, oh my gosh, what's the best thing to do on your birthday but to celebrate what you love, who you love? And so Mrs. Roper is just the, the oversexed sort of landlord and her husband and Mr. Roper and Three's Company. The comedy just ensues. And there are Mrs. Roper groups that go around to all these different opportunities to gather together and wear a caftan.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
And I thought that was fun. And we're having Miss Viola there who's going to give us a little bit, Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right.
And Aggie Doon and Darian Lake are just fantastic. But for my birthday, I'm a giver, and I am like, you know what? We have to do something sweet. And we're raising funds for an organization called Happy Birthday Cha-Cha-Cha. And what they do is they go around to the schools in the upstate New York area and they find out which students from the administration are underprivileged and they get a birthday party. So we're raising funds for them. Yes.
That's incredible that you're doing that.
Absolutely, because that's what it's all about. Everybody deserves that special day.
They do.
At this point, I've had 53 of them. We're going to have 54 in a minute. So, as long as I have cake.
Listen, you don't look a day over 30, lady.
A day over 52.
A day over 52. A day over 52. I'm wondering, okay, so we're doing Three's Company, Mrs. Roper themed this year. Are we thinking ahead to next year or the year after? Because I'm thinking there are so many fantastic 60s and 70s shows you could pick from.
You can do the themes. We like a Mamma Mia brunch. We love a Divas brunch. We love, a disco brunch. These things. I think what is just so fabulous about a brunch is that you get everybody from every walk of life gathering together to have a good time. Even people with different political views. Oh my.
All coming together under one roof?
All coming together on one roof, having a great time, showing up and supporting one another.
I'm just spitballing here. I'm going to throw this one at you. What about a Bewitched themed birthday?
Oh my gosh.
Think of the Endora costumes.
Well, if you don't know who Endora is, look at me.
Right?
Right? I mean, she was fantastic. Durwood. She would just be that magical character. Now, you don't know. You have no idea who any of these people are.
I am familiar with Bewitched.
Okay, right.
I am, yeah.
Because they updated and they did some different movies and things over the years.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Terribly.
But terribly. And that's part of the camp.
It is.
The fabulosity of drag and the fabulosity of these performances, that you camp it up and you clown it up and you bring the comedy. And that's what myself, Aggie Doon and Darian Lake and Miss Viola are going to do. We're going to have a really, really fun time on March 9th at it's Hattie's, which is the rooftop, beautiful, view of the Rochester area.
Wow. That was the place you and I went. We went there with our big bosses last fall at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the site, as far as the eye can see.
It's gorgeous. And
really
I'll be there with my big bosses, Aggie Doon and Darian Lake. No, Mr. Davis will be there.
Yes.
As Mr. Roper, as he should. I mean,
love it.
We just love it. It's those characters that you have that are beloved and really bringing them to light and a fun event like this, I think is what we need. You know what I mean? We just need to gather together and have a good time.
Well, and you guys do it so well. It's all about smiles, making people feel included, and just having a good time, laughing together.
We have so many different events. Drag Me to Stage is the company that I formed with my friends, and we've got events pretty much every weekend. And you can get your tickets at dragmetostage.com, but you can find us really, performing as much as possible. We just love it. We love to see people really having a great time. And you know what's really funny is the people that attend are usually, middle-aged women and their mothers. And I have such just a fondness for these moms that are like, I never get to go and do anything. This is great. They don't want to go to nightclubs anymore. They don't want to, they're beyond that part of their life. But coming to a brunch, they get together with their daughters, their friends, their sisters, and it's just a hoot.
Have a beanie or two.
Have 6. No, don't take drinking advice from me. Not a good idea.
And for someone sitting at home, she's got a cruise ship, people. Hit them with the website. Yeah, I mean, you will by the end of the tour.
Well,
for somebody sitting at home, we've got about 30 seconds left. What's the website they can go and follow you on your crazy wild adventures?
Crazy wild. Well, you can go on to dragmetostage.com. Of course, tickets are also available on Eventbrite, but dragmetostage.com, you can find all of our shows. And as you said, we're doing a cruise in March of 2026. It's got RuPaul's Drag Race celebrities, Rochester legends. It's going to be a hoot.
I think that you need to go on that.
You're going to go on it. I know you're afraid of cruises, but you're going.
I am. Listen, I might. You never know.
It's time.
Book your tickets.
It's time.
It's the only way you're going to find out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Time right now. And happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
I appreciate you both.
We should have sung.
Yeah, next time.
Okay.
Next time. 9:34, much more to get to here on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're introducing you to a new member of our 13 family.
We certainly are. Hey, and if you're heading for the door, don't forget to take us with you. Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We're back on the other side of the break.
welcome back. We're going to take some time this morning to formally introduce you to the newest member of the 13 Whamily.
Yeah, with meteorologist Mark McLean this morning, we're excited to introduce our newest meteorologist, Selena Ramos. Good morning, and thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Early,
Thank
right?
you. Yeah, right from the night shows.
Yeah, it's a tough turn.
We appreciate you getting up early to join us this morning. You are just so impressive. Oh my goodness, just taking a look at your resume, I'm like jaw on the floor here. You are finishing up your degree right now, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
still in
tell us a
school.
little bit about it.
So yeah, I go to the University at Albany. I study atmospheric science and I minor in broadcasting meteorology. So I do commute. I am a full-time student, so I do go to school Monday through Thursday.
Okay. But she's got all the core meteorology out of the way.
Yeah.
It's like-
Absolutely.
Yeah, just like those gen eds to wrap up, right? Like underwater basket
taking
weaving.
music.
And,
Music in gym class
Yeah.
or something, right? Okay, how is your commute working?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, it's just right through the throughway from Albany to Rochester, so I just leave after the show.
Sunday nights usually.
Sunday nights, yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
At least traffic's not too bad at that time, right?
It's just me.
Two more months, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so why did you decide to go into atmospheric science?
So growing up in the Adirondacks, that's where I'm from, Plattsburgh, New York.
Oh, yeah.
I just love the snow. I was always out in like snowboarding when I was younger, skiing and sledding, and I just loved the idea of like, what is this white thing falling from the sky? Why does it feel cold? Why are all these things happening and no one else can explain it? So I just thought I'd learn it for myself.
And you worked at Whiteface, right?
Yep, I was the lift attendant.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
So you like the Four Seasons. You're not like some of the other people we work with who wish it was summer year-round.
What are you talking
Dan
It's
loves
all
snow,
you.
too.
I know it is. It is all me. But you enjoy the what we have here in Western New York.
Absolutely, the lake effect snow. It's a tough one, but it's actually fun. It's fun to forecast.
It's a challenge, and it's a big challenge, especially some of the hours. It's either early or late that we're working, and you're driving through this stuff, and we know
This is true.
we're helping out everybody out
We
there.
got to get you a GoPro for your windshield. So, truly, so we can think of the live shots, people. Think of the video, the time lapse
She
that we
just got
get.
here. You're going to work her to death already.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited to have you here. And we have a little video clip here of a very special moment when Mark officially gave up his role on the weekends. He's joining us
17
here.
years.
17 years. Well, we've talked a bit about you, but 17 years.
Yeah.
What is that like to step away from something like that?
That's just on weekends. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Career's much longer.
Coming up on 25 here in May. It was exciting to give Selena the opportunity to take that, and at the same time, I was ready for a change. Probably overdue for that, but I'm just super excited for everybody. I mean, it's going to be great.
Your wife is less excited because you're going to be home on the weekends.
Well, that started last weekend.
I think we have that video.
Yes, we have that video.
Here you are. Here's where it pays off. First time in 17 years that this weather clicker is going into someone else's hands that's going to take the job, run with it, and just do awesome. Welcome to the team, Selena.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All
You
right.
got it.
Go have some fun. All right.
Thank you.
Wow.
Now, was it fun or was it absolutely terrifying?
Oh, I was scared.
Yeah. What's the scary part of it?
Not saying I don't want to say the wrong things or fumbles, so it's just like going through. It's a little
I'm going to tell you right now, every one of us fumble umpteen times a day.
Yeah. Like saying names wrong and laughing in the middle of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you could turn on our show any day of the week and you'll see a million mistakes. So don't worry about that. And
Don't worry.
Mark makes a ton of them too.
Oh, for sure. There's going to be some high quality broadcasts when you first start off. They get better. They keep going.
All about being human and being yourself. That's all people want is you to be a real person.
And you know what? We're so fortunate because our viewers really are the best, and they're all, for the most part, super kind and welcoming and
very forgiving.
Yes, and they're also very forgiving. But you're going to love it here, and And I really think that you're going to love the Rochester area, too.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. So does this mean, like, weekends straight ahead?
Yep.
You know?
Yes.
First star on the left and straight on till morning kind of thing, right?
And she took it and ran.
That's
I did. Not giving the clicker back.
Very exciting. Very exciting. And you're okay with the night schedule?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're still on that, like, whole college,
Yeah, we're always up.
This is true.
Right? Yeah.
So you get home and the party's still going.
And you get to work with Scott on the evenings, which is a ton of fun
is
too.
true.
What you see on the air with him is what you get behind the scenes.
I think that's even, like, toned down a little bit,
Yeah,
too.
it is. It is.
100%.
Well, listen, welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Best
Thank you,
of
guys.
luck. And we certainly hope this is not the first and only time we have you on Arc Rochester or we see you in the mornings.
I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be back.
Very
Sounds good.
Time right now, 9:43. Much more to get to here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we're previewing Marion High's upcoming musical.
We certainly are. We're back after this.
(9:46). Welcome back. Students at Marion High are kicking their knees up to step in time with a practically perfect production of Mary Poppins.
Wow, a little bit of alliteration there. I like it. That show takes flight this Friday and runs through the weekend, and we are getting a preview of the show for you this morning. We're joined now by cast members Aiden Rittenhouse and Isabella Kaiser, as well as the show's director, Shelley West Thompson. Thank you all so much for waking up bright and early and coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
And Chim Chimney Roo to all of you. So let's start down here with the great. Why this show?
Oh, well, I always try to think of the cast I have, and these two are the perfect Bert and Mary Poppins.
Wow,
Yeah,
perfect, you say.
Yep.
And why?
Well, because they're energetic and they've got good, strong voices, and we can tap dance, and so it was just a perfect show to do.
I like
Perfect show to do.
And you guys, when you found out you were doing Mary Poppins, did you immediately say, yes, I'm on board? Or were you thinking, why does she say I'm perfect for this role?
A little bit of both, but
Yeah.
I was more leaning towards I'm excited to get, ready with rehearsing.
Yeah, very good.
That's fair. Now, what year are the two of you?
I'm a senior in high school.
And I'm a junior.
And are either of you planning on taking this, into potentially a career?
Yes, I plan to go into musical theater for college.
Very nice.
I'm not.
No?
I love
This
doing
is
it though.
Just fun?
Yeah.
That's cool. So what is it like for the two of you then when you get up there on the stage, the spotlight's on and you can't see your peers' faces, but you see the feet there in the row and you know they're watching you. Don't you get nervous?
I don't get nervous in front of my peers, just like strangers.
Oh,
because,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they enjoy it.
Yeah. And how about for you?
I'd say the same. It's different whenever the lights are on and you can't really see anyone. It definitely brings the nerves down a lot.
Okay.
Okay. I like that.
All right, now I need to know. We all have seen the original Mary Poppins, the remake of Mary Poppins, maybe read the book, watched the play before. What is it like taking on these two iconic roles? Because I mean, there's some phrases, there's some songs in this show that everybody knows, and now you're responsible to carry them.
You definitely have to make it very special. And it's kind of a lot of pressure because everybody knows the show and everybody knows how it should sound. So, yeah, it's a little bit of pressure, but I think it's fun.
And how do you guys get in character? How do you channel who you're supposed to be in this show?
Well, mine is very just proper, and I am an oldest sibling, so I do take care of all the younger kids, so it's very easy to get into that character.
In past shows, I've had roles kind of like Bert, shaggy and funny, so it's kind of relatable.
And you clean chimneys on the weekend. So
yeah.
It works.
Best of both worlds.
Yes.
And I'm so curious to know, are there any changes to this beloved musical that the audience may notice?
Well, I think so, because when you're doing a show like this in a high school, I mean, we have a limited facility. I mean, so you have to adapt things. So many set changes in here. So we've combined some of the set changes. We're splitting the stage sometimes. And I think some people confuse the musical Mary Poppins with the movie. And they'll say, wait, I didn't hear that song. Well, it's in the movie, but it's not in the musical. So,
that's fair.
because, everybody sees, Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews' movie and thinks it's very different. There's a lot of different things there.
Yes. All right, and we understand that the two of you are going to perform for us a little bit, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have music.
Yes.
It was giving us some issues before. I think we're going to try it, though.
Yeah. What can you tell us? Let's set this up. What are we going to hear? Where in the show is this taking place? So someone at home can imagine they're seeing it on your set and not here.
So the first song we're going to be singing is Chim Chimney, which is a very iconic song for Mary and Bert. And just imagine we're on the rooftops, just looking at all the skylines in the city, and I'm about to fly away and leave the children to themselves. So that's the first song. And then, there's the second song is at the end of the show where we're just, wrapping up the finale, happy that everyone, basically telling everyone that anything can happen if you let it.
And that is her theory, right? If anything's possible.
Yeah.
So they end with that. And we just kind of mesh the two together.
I mean, we do this for a living.
Yeah,
anything
anything
is
can happen.
possible.
That's
Yeah, you
showbiz,
never know.
baby.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so I think we'll step out and we'll let the two of you take it away.
All right.
Okay.
Will soon seem certain, though at first it may sound clownish. See the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head, then you're wedded. Anything can
happen if you let it. That was terrific. And that's from the finale, correct?
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I had never heard before.
No,
but I
no.
liked that.
One
That's
of the
very
ones
cool.
only in the stage version.
Yeah, stage version.
Okay, very good.
Very nice.
For somebody who is interested in going to the show, let's get the dates and the times and the ticket information.
This
please.
Friday and Saturday, the 7th and 8th, we have tickets available, and the show's at 7:30. 2 on Saturday, 1:30 and 7:30, and we'd like to have you there.
Excellent.
We
You
would
heard
love
it
to be
right
there. Yes.
Very good.
Where's Mary Poppins' umbrella?
It is in the car.
Whoa, you just broke it. Mary Poppins doesn't drive.
It is in the air.
There you
Yes,
go. There you
yes.
go. Perfect.
It's in your bag of mystery.
Good
right?
save.
Yeah.
Good save.
Very good.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
We'll put the show information for you over on foxrochester.com.
Hey, don't go anywhere. 9:53 when we come back. Our final thoughts.
We're back after this. Well, your first day back.
Oh, boy.
How you feeling?
I'm still feeling good. What?
You've got dead eyes, as you're saying. I feel great.
No, I was talking to Christian this morning.
Yeah.
And I said that I think I'm still running on adrenaline because, what is it? It's 10 a.m., so 11, 12. It's midnight where I'm coming from just now.
Okay.
So it's Tuesday now.
Yeah.
And yeah, just switching back and switching to, again, our schedule, which is not a normal schedule by any stretch of the imagination. It's challenging, but
I'm bracing myself for your midweek crash.
Yeah.
The inevitable midweek crash.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what kind of consequence there will be.
What kind of person I will be?
Well, is
by
something going to
Wednesday?
break? Are we gonna yell at somebody? Like, it's just the options are endless, really. Well, no. Okay, hear me out. I'm not saying like physically breaking something. Do you remember the time you broke your coffee mug?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like something's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, "I need to go home right now." Yeah, the weather.
Oh yeah. Do you remember when I broke that one too? Yeah. You were very upset that I even had a Weather Channel mug. Listen, it was given to me. I think I might be the thing that breaks before the week is out.
Hey, you're not allowed to. You're back for the rest of your life. No more vacation.
This is true. That does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Wake up with us tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel.
13 Wham ABC. You'll find much more live local news later today. Coming up, 13 Wham News at midday.
Bye-bye.